Coming from someone who's started a bunch of different businesses over the years, if you haven't done it before, starting one on your own can be really overwhelming because for most entrepreneurs, I can say that actually dealing with the legal aspects of starting a business is usually the hardest part. There are tons of forms, documents, and things that need to be signed and submitted, fees to be paid, which can really turn a newcomer away at first. And to make matters just that much worse, you generally have to do this through a government branch, which almost always means long wait times, complicated filing procedures that are really confusing. And if you get one thing wrong on your submission form, you have to resubmit the entire thing and start the whole thing over again from scratch, which is, of course, so frustrating and just draining. But thankfully, there are companies out there that help with this process and make life way easier. And ZenBusiness is one of those companies. So after I heard about them, I decided to try them out for a new company that I was starting. So I figured I'd make this video to give you an honest overview of how well they performed and whether or not, based on my experience with them, I think it's worth using them for starting your own business or not. I'll talk about what they offer, their pricing, and how well they performed compared to their other competitors. And if you end up wanting to try out ZenBusiness, check out the link that's down in the description because you'll get a bit of a discount that's not available if you went straight to their website. Okay, so ZenBusiness was founded in 2015 and is based in Texas, and their mission is to help people set up their own LLCs or limited liability corporations. It's entirely online and lets you register and create a business from home. Also, they let you manage the legal aspects of your business, the stuff that's really annoying like tax filing, compliance certification, website creation and management, and business banking. So let's take a look at exactly what they offer you. Like I mentioned before, ZenBusiness is mostly focused on the business registration process, meaning they help you with step-by-step procedures that you need to do to actually register a business, but they also help you manage your business once you've got it set up, which means that you don't have to spend money on other management platform tools like ProofHub or some other softwares. And something I think that's really cool about them is that they offer the most basic version of their services entirely for free, which means that you can actually register your LLC without having to pay them a cent. You only have to pay for the state fees, which is good if you're new to owning a business or you don't have that much money to spend. But I have to point out that it only really starts the registration process. You'll still need to pay at least $100 to get an EIN or employer ID number in order to legally operate in any state in the United States. But this is still a lot cheaper than other companies. Remember, you'll be liable to cover the state fees for registering a business, which differ from state to state. So the starter option allows you to customize your order based on what you need for your business. And like I said, it's completely for free. The only things you'll need to pay for are the EIN, like I said, which is the employment identification number, which you'll need for tax purposes, and the state fees. If you aren't interested in adding additional options like an operating agreement, customizable business documents, and a website for faster filing times, you definitely don't have to. And personally, I opted to make the process go a lot faster. It cost $100 extra, but I don't have the patience to be waiting for months for documents to go back and forth, and I thought it was really worth it in the end to get my business off the ground fast. They also offer two other plans. The Pro plan includes everything except business documents, website creation tools, and a business email address. Then they have the Premium plan, which includes every feature that they offer. Overall, though, it's still a lot cheaper than services like LegalZoom, which are definitely still good, but a bit more pricey. And the Pro and the Premium plans also include something called worry-free compliance, which basically means that they'll regularly check up on your business and make sure that you're in compliance in your state. So you can be sure that your business is always operating in accordance with the laws of your state, which ultimately can save you a ton of money on fines, legal representation, or just the hassle of having to stay up to date with all the laws. And if you don't offer the Pro or Premium plans, they do offer their worry-free compliance by itself for a bit under $200 a year. So I've covered the basics, but they also have some really cool add-ons that are, I think, really helpful. And I'm just going to mention a couple here. Firstly, I think that one of the most useful features that they have is their business banking option. So after doing a little bit of initial research and reading a bunch of reviews, I decided to give it a shot because essentially for just $5 a month, they'll register a business bank account in the name of your company, and it comes with small business checking for writing checks in your company name, expense tracking, deduction tagging, and a set of tax tools that can help you manage your taxes all by yourself if you want to, or if you don't want to, it takes out a lot of the work for your accountant or whoever it is that's doing your books. Actually, by using ZenBusiness, I'm literally saving money every month compared to when I had to pay an accounting firm do all the bookkeeping for me. And so far, they've done just as good of a job. I'm actually thinking about moving my other 2 businesses here, so I hope that my accountant doesn't see this video. Okay, so a special note for anyone starting a business in New York. New York state law requires you to publish an advertisement for your business's launch in 2 different news publications for at least 6 weeks. And of course, ZenBusiness does that for you as well. And they also take care of getting you affidavits as proof of publication from the 2 news publications to complete your application. And they only charge you the state fees and the actual cost of advertising. They don't add anything on top, which really ends up saving you a lot of time and trouble and ultimately money. The next feature is their business license report, which I think is really helpful if you're opening a company that needs specific licenses in order to operate. They help you get the licenses, and essentially they update you if any of the laws regarding those licenses change. And the idea is that they try to ensure that your business has the right licenses to operate while helping you apply for or update any licenses that you might need, which means that you won't run the risk of having businesses shut down due to licensing issues, which is a big problem for a lot of businesses. But just keep in mind that it does take a while to get the licenses finalized. So when you start the entire process, try to expect long wait times and try to start as early as possible. Okay, so the next feature is they'll help you with your annual tax filing. You can basically do all your annual tax related work in one place, which is really useful and only costs about $100 plus state fees per year. While it is a bit of a hassle having to do all the paperwork yourself, they'll help you and you could end up saving a bunch of money. But personally, I just want to say that I didn't opt for it because I just feel more comfortable having an expert take care of it for me. It's just more personal for me. So in terms of pricing, as I mentioned before, the starter option is completely free. You only need to pay for the EIN number or the state fees. You can customize your plan and add additional options if you want, some of which are charged monthly and others are charged annually or just a once-off. The Pro plan costs a little bit under $200 a year, and the Premium plan, which includes everything that they have, comes in at about $350 a year. But again, if you want to save a little bit of extra money, feel free to use the link that I left for you down in the description, which will get you a pretty decent discount that you won't find by going directly on their site. And look, if the only other alternative was setting up your business by yourself or with a lawyer, then I definitely recommend ZenBusiness because it does just as good as a job as a lawyer, and of course, it ends up being a lot cheaper. Now, there are of course other companies out there that offer similar services, but they're usually much more expensive. But if you're just looking to save money, honestly, you can if you just did the whole process yourself. But like I said, I've done this before. I thought I'd go and save money, but it's very, very stressful. So if you don't mind the stress and all the time that you're going to waste, you can go it alone. But ZenBusiness really does help, especially if you're a newcomer and hate dealing with bureaucracy, or if you really are like me and value your time. Okay, so to sum things up, overall, I think ZenBusiness performed really well. They're efficient, their response times are pretty good, they save you a ton of headaches and are really reasonable in terms of pricing. And also, they really do a lot to take care of your business and your business's needs. So if you ask me, I would highly recommend them to anyone who wants to take the bureaucratic nightmare out of starting a legal business, or anyone who wants to save themselves some headache or time doing everything themselves, or for anyone who's worried about keeping up with compliance. Well, basically, I'd recommend them to anyone looking to start a business in general. So to finish off, I had a really great experience with ZenBusiness. They really went above and beyond my expectations here. And if you decide to try them out, I hope that they can do the same for you. And again, if you plan on checking them out, be sure to use the link that's down in the description to get that discount that I mentioned before. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more reviews like this one. It really helps us out. And guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.